Hey guys, hello and welcome back to Green Pips FX. And on today's video, guys, I'm basically going to be talking about institutional order flow, right? So the concept of institutional order flow is pretty much based on the overall moves that a market makes towards a certain direction, right? For example, a bearish move like this, right? So institutional order flow pretty much covers these overall swing points, right? These overall swing points right here. These are what we call institutional order flow rather than the internal swing points in here, which we pretty much call them just candlestick order flow or just normal market structure, right? So how is this concept here applied and how can it be used to its most efficient way, right? So when price moves towards a certain direction, right? So for example, a bullish market, right? So bullish markets will pretty much move like this. And then at some point, you'll see something like this. And then you get an instant continuation back bullish, right? Now, this here, sorry for the drawing, it's not too good, but you know, it's also not too bad. So what we have here, right? So, okay, let's just continue with it. So you can have another break like this, and then you'll get another thing like this, right? So what you're seeing here is an overall bullish market, right? An overall bullish market in terms of order flow, right? So if we mark order flow, right, we'll be having a main swing point low, right? A swing point high, a swing point lower low. I mean, sorry, low high, a swing point higher high, right? A swing point higher low, and a swing point high high, which is, you know, if you connect these lines, right, you're gonna have yourself a bullish market, constantly creating highs and lows in terms of higher highs and higher lows, right? So this is what we call institutional order flow, right? And this right here, it takes place over a larger period of time rather than well, actually depends on the actual chart you're looking at, but it actually takes a longer time interval to get completed and, you know, to be analyzed as institutional order flow. Now, on the other hand, we also have what we call the candlestick order flow, right? Which is this internal price action here, right? So you can see that inside this bullish range, right, we have multiple switches from bullish to bearish and bearish to bullish, right? So you can see that price was pretty much moving bullish here, right? Up until this area here, when we had this change of character, right? Price started to make lower lows and lower highs. I mean, yeah. And then we have another change of character here. Market creates a high high and a higher low, right? And then we have another change of character here. Market creates a lower low and a lower high. So we have continuous switch in moves from bullish to bearish and bearish to bullish, but in an overall context, right, this is a bullish market. This is what we call institutional order flow. Now, if you wanna, you know, if you wanna analyze and be good, like really good in market structure, then institutional order flow is a very important aspect for you to learn. Now, another trick on how to view institutional order flow very well is to zoom out from your chart, just like I did, to zoom out from to the maximum level where you don't see candlesticks, but you only see the structural moves, right? So from here, like I can see we had a high, and then we had a break right here. We created a low, right? And then we had a pullback that created this high, and then we had a continuation that created this low. Then we had a pullback that created this lower high here, and then we had a continuation that created this lower low, right? And from there we had this change of character, right, where market created a higher high, right? And then price now came down to create a higher low as usual, and the market came up once again to create another high high. So the next thing that we were expecting, right, at Green Pips FX Academy at this moment in time was price was gonna make a bearish leg as an institutional order flow before that bullish leg comes in and takes out these particular highs right here. So this is what we were looking at throughout the week, and we had some pretty good trades in here, right? So basically I'm just going to be breaking down this trade here. So price created this high here, which came from this low, that came from this high here. So this was a break of structure, right? So this was a break of structure bullish, and then from this break of structure bullish we had an instant change of character to the bearish side, right, by creating this low here. Lo and behold, so we knew that price was now in that particular moment where it was now ready to make that deeper bearish leg for the institutional order flow pullback before that huge upside continuation to take out the overall highs. So this is what we were targeting, right? So based on our knowledge and understanding of the market, right, this break of structure right here came, which actually this high, right, is the one that took out this previous high here. And this high here came from where? It came from this low here. So if price was to make a pullback, a deep pullback based on institutional order flow, then this right here was the place that I was obviously going to look for buys, right, and target the overall highs here. So this was my overall anticipation. This is the picture that I had drawn in my mind. And from there, I just started to follow price like we normally do, right? So, okay, so let's just get into there. So now we can zoom in and start seeing the candlestick structure as it is. So there we have it, right? So from here, I just went down to the 5-minute chart because I'm a day trader, right? So I like to view price mostly in the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart for my entries. And okay, we can just remove this, right? So we had a low here, and price now started to, to break structure to the top side, right? So you can see a low was created, and then a high was created, and then we had this bullish market shift here, where price failed to break this low, forming a higher low, and then from there, price formed this high, which came down to form this higher low, right? So we can just zoom this in, and from this high low, price now came back up once again and took out this high right here to create this as a high, in which this high came from this low here. Okay, so at this moment in time, we're pretty much ranging from this high to this low. Lo and behold, price now price decides to have a shift in structure by breaking this low here, which was our change of character, right? And from this change of character, we now had a high and a low, right? Now we can see price started to drizzle around this area, creating this range in which we knew that this was pretty much buy side liquidity, right? So we can just put in proper drawings from here, right? So we can just remove these two, and then we can start to put proper drawings here. Okay, so let's take this as our low and this as our high, and from there we had a change of character right here. From bullish to bearish, right? So this was our change of character, and from this change of character, we now had a range of this low to this high here, and from this range, what price started doing was creating this range here, right? You can see this range here, and from this range, we knew that there was buy side liquidity on top of it. So just there, right? So we could name this as liquidity, and below it the same thing, right? So we had buy side liquidity on the top and sell side liquidity at the bottom, but in accordance to that, we also had an area of supply which was yet to be mitigated and had a support of what? Of imbalances below it. So particularly, this is the area that I wanted to see price come in, hit, and take my entry from here, my stop just above the zone, and look to target this high as my first take profit target, and then this overall demand zone down here as my overall take profit target. Now look at what price does. So from there, price now comes up, right? So we can just remove these real quick. So there we are. We can just now extend this. Okay, so price comes in, takes that takes the buy side liquidity, and then leaves these almost equal highs, right, to indicate that no liquidity has been formed, and then comes down to take this sell side liquidity here as a form of inducement to trick them traders into thinking that the market is ready for sales. So people can start forcing sales from around these areas here. Like you can see a lot of wicks around this area here. This is just particularly dumb traders, retail traders, forcing these early trades when smart money are not done with their buys yet. So this is what happens, right? So price just starts to create liquidity here, right? So it's just a liquidity game being played, right? So we have liquidity there, we have liquidity on this side of the market too, right? So it's just a liquidity game being played, but the overall area that smart money were targeting was this overall supply zone in here. And from there, our entries were now triggered, right, with this move right here. And then we started to target this, oops, sorry. So first and foremost, I targeted this low here, right? So this low here was my first take profit target as a 1 to 7 RR trade, right there. And then my second take profit target was at this demand zone here. Boom, to make it a total of 1 to almost a 1 to 14 RR trade, right? So this is how we trade at Green Pips FX Academy. And you know, if you do want to learn to trade like us, then you could DM us on our social media. The links are in the description below. But also, if you already are at Green Pips FX Academy, or you already are a professional trader, then Morgan Markets is the solution for you. The link of the broker is in the description below. Click that link, go on and open your live account and trade with Morgan Markets, guys. The best spreads in the industry, the lowest commissions possible, instant deposit and withdrawals, and a lot more fun with the broker, guys. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the video was very informative to you, and you know, if it was, then don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't, turn that bell button on for notifications, and until the next one, guys, stay safe, have a nice trading week, and peace out.